Now, here's a presentation showing you examples of Filipino artworks in the visual, written, performed, and combined forms. Some of them are famous and you are quite familiar, but some of them are not. But they are one of the best artworks we have in the Philippines. Something that we can be proud of as Filipinos. Let's start with the Filipino visual artworks and artists in, of course, the visual art. Something that we can see. We use our um, sense of sight to appreciate artwork. Now, the visual artwork is a manifestation of human experiences, and it reflects the general public with a variety of societal influences and norms. The first example that I'm giving you is the People Power Monument, which is a sculpture. The artist is Eduardo Castrillo. This was built in 1993, a few years after the EDSA People Power Revolution. So this was built to commemorate the events of the 1986 People Power Revolution, which actually symbolizes the value of a peaceful revolution through unity and courage. That when we are united, we do not need to have war, we do not need to kill in order to air out our disgust, our disagreement about a certain thing. And in fact, this symbol is nominated as one of the seven symbols of world peace through the hashtag peace, hashtag people power initiative. And every time you see this, somehow it will remind you of what has happened during that time and how we are able to regain our freedom from oppression. Next is Fruit Gatherer, a painting by Fernando Amorsolo. It was created in 1950. I do not know if it is familiar with you. This was to show the absolute essence of Amorsolo's painting style. The artwork demonstrates his talent for capturing natural light. As you see in the artwork, there is an illuminescence of light, and it's one of the styles of Fernando Amorsolo to really have um, you know light, illuminating in certain portion of the artwork. Fruit Gatherer was auctioned off in Maryland in December 2009 at a record-breaking price, outbidding, imagine, outbidding 19th and 20th century European and American artworks. How brilliant that was. Another example is hablon or hinaplon, a textile or in the field of weaving. The artisan is Maribel Salantron, a product of a traditional weaving procedure used in the town of Argao, Cebu, and in Iloilo as well. Hablon is the name given to the weaving process, and hinablon is the textile. So it's derived from the Visayan term habol. Well, in Bohol, there is also maghahabol of the saguran, which I think no, it's not anymore very familiar. Habol means blanket and is made from native fibers such as pinya, cotton, and abaca, and even buri. It has become ingrained in their society and dates back to the Spanish era. So actually, this is a dying industry. However, with the effort of concerned people, um, this artisan is now trying to go back to its limelight. It is being revitalized. So it's a very wonderful story. So that this very memorable practice or tradition will stay forever. Another example is The Dalagang Bukid, a film by artist Jose Nepomuceno. Now, this Dalagang Bukid was a long time ago film. The production began in 1917 and was released only in 1919, 2 years in the making. This was the first Filipino produced unwritten silent film. So it's the mother of all Filipino films. It was based on a zarzuela by Hermogenes Ilagan about a teenage flower vendor named Angelita who is forced to marry a wealthy elderly man, Don Silvestre, by her parents, despite her love for Cipriano, a law student. So imagine 1917 and the direction of or the theme of our films are like this. And until now, the theme is the same. So that's why um, we could say that nakakaumay na rin minsan yung theme of the Filipino films. Because imagine 1917, the same, no? Basically the same um, story. Wood Things, an installation art by Junier. So if you look at the installation, it looks like an insect. Well, actually, it's a termite, but it's only an installation. And these are not real insects. There are not real termites. So the concept of using nature for this design is brilliant. It looks like real, right? The mediums used include dried banana stalks and kapok pods found in Los Baños, Laguna. Kapok is a cotton tree, dul-dul in some parts of Visayas. Usually, this is the tree na iipit sa kanang mabuang. In Bohol, I think it's named Durol or Duro. I don't know in other parts. And yes, this is used here in this artwork by Chonyi. Chonyi is one of the pioneers of Philippine installation art. So termite as the subject, it was intended to help viewers keep in mind that some objects in our world, such as wooden furniture, might be ruined if not properly cared for. Just imagine all these termites attack the wooden furniture. Junye is or was born in Agusan del Norte. Yeah, as I've said earlier, a pioneer of Philippine installation arts. Now let's go to examples of Filipino written artworks and artists. First, we have My Last Farewell, a poem by our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. Mi Ultimo Adios or My Last Farewell. A poem about his approaching death. So here he expresses his respect to his homeland. The poem bid his friends, family, and loved ones farewell. It's actually a required reading in schools in the Philippines, and the poem highlighted that in dying, he is finally free of the persecution and captivity that the Filipinos suffered at the hands of the Spaniards. Another written art is To the Boholanos, a speech this time. The artist is Tamblot. We know who is Tamblot. Is one of the heroes in the Philippines, a Boholano or Abulanon. It was delivered in 1622. How long is that? To his fellow Bolanons. How long ago was that? The Babay Lantamblot wished for the people to return to their forefathers' religion. The fact that Tamblot delivered this statement during the combat with the Spaniards and in the midst of a torrential downpour added to the epicness of the address. It was raining very hard at the time, but he was able to perfectly deliver this speech. He acknowledged their courage as people, their advantage, and their desire to be free from the Spanish oppression. We have this Taal eruption forces 9,000 residents to evacuate. A news article. The writer is Delphine Timaliari Jr. This was printed last Sunday, March 27, 2022, in the Philippine Daily Inquirer. According to the article, at least 9,000 people from two towns in Batangas province were evacuated to makeshift shelters on Saturday, hours after the Taal volcano erupted early in the morning. So there are shooting steam laden gray plumes 3 kilometers into the sky. So it's an artwork that informs and gives real information. Let's go to the examples of Filipino performed artworks and artists. Kim from Miss Saicon is a musical, and the featured artist here is Leia Salonga, our very own. It was her big break that gave her the first performance award, the Tony Award for Best Actress in Musical. Leia was 18 years old at the time. So Kim is a 17-year-old Vietnamese girl who has lately been orphaned and is forced to work in a Saigon brothel and bar. She meets and falls in love with an American soldier there. They have a son named Chris, but the fall of Saigon tears them apart. So it's a war story during the Vietnamese War. Leah also landed the parts of Iponen and Fantine in the Broadway production of Les Miserables. We also have this one, I think you're very familiar, and one of those who joined the craze, no? Paro Paro Chi, a dance craze. The artist Sandy Oliverio, better known as DJ Sandy Remix. Now, undoubtedly, Paro Paro Chi became a world phenomenon after having 4.3 million videos uploaded on TikTok using the catchy tune, the Paro Paro Chi, and it's still counting. On its showtime and everywhere, people of various ages and professions perform the butterfly, hand sign on a plane, in a police station, in a classroom, in a corporate office, in parking lots, on sidewalks, on a ship, at the beach, on the farm, everywhere. Name it. The Paro Paro Chi has been there. It falls under the Pudots musical and dance genre that originated in Davao City. And in time of the election fever, it was believed to have helped to catapult Rodrigo Duterte to the presidency and Ramon Bong Revilla back to the Senate after his prison stint. Remember that Pudots thing? Ramon Revilla easily took a seat just of his entry on Pudots. Filipino combined artworks and artists. Well, the year-long Feria or Carnival, which is situated everywhere in the Philippines. So the artist or owner is various. Yeah, in every fiesta in the province or in the city, um, Feria is already a scene to expect. Well, the scenes in the Peria are combined. So this means the type of or forms of art are combined. So we have, some of the things to see in a Peria composed of freak shows such as the Paing Sirena, Penguin Boy, Taong Pinaglihi sa Palaka, and all other scary, um, you know, unique, scary, and something like unbelievable characters. The rickety rides, scary rides, octopus roller coaster, caterpillar, and rocket. The horror train with sights of kapre, manananggal, and other elements of Filipino folklore were enough to scare. Circus acts such as flamethrowers, eaters, knife jugglers, creepy clowns, acrobats, and ang taong kumakain na buhay na manok, and other unique presentations. Our references for this presentation